Okay, folks, we're going to get started. Our presentation today is Unleashing Creativity with Generative AI. This is part of our CU RMAC webinar series. Our presenter today is Larissa Schwartz. She's a PhD candidate doing her dissertation on AI user experience. She also teaches generative AI, and she was gracious enough to give us her time today. Larissa, thank you so much. And I'm going to stop sharing my screen and you can take it away.
Great. Thank you so much for having me. I'm really excited to be here this morning. And just a quick little background about me. I've taught Intro to Generative AI the last couple of years at CU through the School of Engineering. And then I've done a few different pilots globally this year as well, teaching image and video, sound, research tools, and various other generative AI tools that can be used within the creative realms. So I'm excited to be teaching these to you. This is very, very simple, and this is going to be something that is very introductory. So if it feels that it's too introductory to you, that's fine. I have slides that I can share with you that give you lists of all different types of tools that you can go into, and you can discover new things that you can try on your own. But I'm just going to go through some of the basics, talk about prompting, and some of the tools that I find to be the most successful. And so I'll go ahead and I'll just share with you really quick. Oh, hello from Baltimore. Thanks for sharing. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen and then I will show you really quickly the slides that I have, and then we will go from there. Excited to have all of you here today. Fantastic. All right. Okay. So what we are going to be talking about today for the image generation is DALL-E 3. I'm going to show you how to get access to DALL-E 3. I also, all of these slides, and I'll put this in the chat as well, and I'll share this with Casey, the link to this, and these will take you to all of the different image generators. And then I also, so these are the ones that I highly recommend. And then some of these are paid versions, but then some of these are not, so they are free access. I'm going to show you the free access one today. We're going to be using DALL-E, which I stated in the description. And then the other ones, you can still use free access, but there's only limited things that you can do with these specific generators when you are using free access. But if you do want to get in deeper into image generation, there are a lot of different types of specifics that you can get into creating your image if you want to upgrade your subscription. I do have a list down here of even more image generators. So if you want to come down here and you want to try out all of those are also an entire list that I have for you as well. So I'm going to go ahead and minimize this. And one thing that I like to do with my students once I'm done with showing an example is just giving a task. And so what I love doing is you can open DALL-E or any image generator of your choice, try and create a magazine cover of you as a center focus, whatever name you would like to give the magazine, and then 5 things about you. So with images and subtitles, and then you can download it and then save your prompts. If you want to try it out, you can do that. But that's just something that I like to do with my students, and it's a fun little exercise. So we're going to go ahead and we are going to go into ChatGPT. So if you just type in chatgpt.com at the top. If you do not have an account, you will have to sign up for an account. I'm in the free account right now, so I am not in the plus. I'm in the free account. So I will give you a second to get to here. And the reason why I'm choosing this one to show image generation is because I find that Man, these have come a long way. That's all I can say. So when I first started testing all of these different tools, I want to say almost 4 years ago now, the text was terrible. It couldn't create anything. So in terms of if I wanted to have a magazine cover just say my name on it, it wasn't even allowing me to do that. I wanted to have words and things like that in my image, and it wasn't allowing me to do that either. So it was really, really difficult um, for me to try and have text at all because it was hallucinating. And when I say hallucinating, that means that there was gibberish. It wasn't real words. There were things that were out of place. And even with the imagery, if I said, show me a picture of a person walking down the sidewalk, somehow they would have 7 fingers or something else would hallucinate. And you would be like, that is not right. That does not look good. So when I'm doing these specific image or when I'm using these specific image generators, they've come such a long way, especially with text. And I feel that this is the best text generator with images that I've found so far. I've tried almost every single one, but this one I feel has been the most successful, which is why I want to share it with you. And it's free. So we'll go ahead and when we are in here, you can start a new chat on the left-hand side. And so you can either click on here or you can click on images. And once you're in here, the nice thing is you have this little thing right here. And so if you click on this, you can, oh, I'll show you what I have. And so you can see your previous chats. So we'll go to this one. And so I have something in here. So if you want to open up a new chat, that's fine. I'm just going to have one. So if you have a page that looks like this, that's completely fine. You can come in here. I've already used my max for the day, unless I use my upgraded subscription, but I'm not going to do that. So you can still come in here and you can try all these things, but I'm just going to use a previous chat that I've already had. So I'll go ahead and open that. And the really neat thing about this is if you want to do anything with the image, if you want to add an image, this is an image that I added myself. So if I don't want this prompt, which was already a set prompt, so if you come back to the images, this was the set prompt that I created. So I just clicked on this so you can try a style. You can also come in here and these are really neat too. So these are all brand new. So discover something new. You can turn something into a keychain. What would I like as a K-pop star? You can try yourself as a coloring page. You can redecorate a room. My mom asked me the other day if I could remove people from her picture. And so you can do that in here. You can even do it on your phone in iPhoto too, which is pretty cool. So you can try that as well. So there's all different things. You can even add this to your own images. So if you want to upload an image, you do have a chance to do that. But if you just want to describe a brand new image, you can do that as well. So let's just say, for instance, let's say generate an image of a dog playing soccer. And it will start to generate it. And while we're waiting for this picture, a couple things to keep in mind. So think about several things when you're generating images. Number one, do you want this to be realistic? How do you want your picture to look? Do you want it to be a painting? So the more descriptive you can be with your prompt, the better outcome is going to be. That turned out really great, actually. I'm pretty excited about this picture. That's awesome. So you can come in here, you can edit this, so you can easily crop, remove the background. And the nice thing is this is controlled by Adobe Express. You can come in here, you can copy the photo, you can share it. There's even more actions here. So then you can also, anything that you want to do with this picture, then you can edit it. If you're like, I did not want this. Now I want this to be a cartoon. I want this to be a different dog. I want the soccer ball to be a different color. You can come in and you can keep building on top of your prompt, which is really nice. So even though you have this, you can keep building on top of it. So I put this and made this very, very vague, my description here in my in my prompt. And so I right now have a vertical picture. If I don't want a vertical picture or a portrait picture, I can say landscape. I can also I can say square, so I can talk about the different dimensions that I want for this picture as well. So keep that in mind when you're doing this. And also, do you want more than one dog? So the more descriptive that you can be, honestly, is much, much better, and you're going to get a better outcome. So when we do have this picture, let's say, for instance, we want to come in here and we want to edit the picture. It is going to take us into Adobe Express, and then you can start to edit it in here, which is really nice. So it will give you a chance to come in here and erase anything. You can remove objects in the background. You can adjust, flip corners, and then when you're done with that, that will take you immediately back to this image. So we'll come in here and I'm going to go back to my chat so I can show you previous things as well. And so for instance, I'll come into here and this is a picture that I downloaded, and I'm going to come in here and I'm going to change my prompt, and I'm going to say, um, create this image in black and white. And we'll see if they can, if, um, if the image generator can do this. So it's analyzing it, and we'll see if it changes the image into black and white. You can do many other things with this as well, but this is the image that I uploaded, and we'll see what it gives us with that. So uh, we'll wait just a second. So it looks like it's working. And then another thing that I was talking about was the magazine cover. So for that turned out great, perfect. That's exactly what I wanted. It's in the same landscape style. Everything's perfect. And so if you want to add more things, you can add more things to that as well, which is really nice. So once again, if you want to edit things, you can do that. So when I come in here, I'm also going to pull this up. So this was a prompt that I gave, and I just typed this down here. And this was my prompt. I said, create a magazine cover with cute puppies and taglines. Obviously, I'm in a puppy mood today. So right here, I didn't even give it a title. And I just said with taglines, it came up with everything. But here you can actually see the text, and the text is amazing. So, for instance, everything is spelled correctly, which is fantastic. And that is something that this really struggled with, and a lot of these LLMs really struggle with. So, this has been absolutely great in terms of how this works. So if you guys want to come in here and you can create a magazine cover, you can upload a picture of yourself. So if you want to come in here and you want to create an image and put a picture of yourself on the cover and then add your own taglines, you can do that. And so that's really nice that you're able to come in here and you're able to edit that. So it's pretty straightforward. When I click on this, so now I've clicked on the image and it says describe the edits. So I'm going to say, change the title from puppy love to cute puppies, whatever. So we'll just see if it does anything. And the other nice thing that you can do too is there's this little select area here, and you can come in here and you can even change this part. So if I want to come over the top of this, hopefully you can see on the right hand side, I have this tool and I'm over the top of this. And when come over the top of this, I can also add in my prompt. So whatever I want to get rid of. So I'm going to say, please remove this tagline on the right, and we'll see what happens. So when we add in the images, we'll see what it gives us. And one other thing that I'm going to also suggest is I've done logos on here as well. So let's say you want to start your own company and you're like, okay, I really need a cool logo. You can come in here and you can create your own logos. The text, like I said, is fantastic. And you can even suggest to use specific type of fonts. So if you want a serif font, which is something like a Times New Roman that has the little feet, you can suggest that. You can suggest a sans serif font, so something like Helvetica, which is really great for titles. And so look, they came in here and you can see the changes. So they changed the title exactly what I wanted and remove the tagline on the right hand side. So it's really nice that you can come in here and you can change all these things. Like I said, if you do get a paid subscription, there are many, many more things that you can do with this image. But for the most part, you can still come in and you can still do a lot of things within this free version. The other thing that I want to share as well, I was out to dinner last night with one of my friends and we were looking around at the decor and inside of this restaurant were all of these vintage skis. And he was like, I really want these vintage skis in my house. Where can I get them? And I was like, oh, hold on one second. So I actually went into my ChatGPT on my phone and I used the app and I took a picture of the specific skis that are on the wall and I wrote a prompt similar to this one. This I just took a picture from the internet, but you can actually take your own pictures and you can upload them here. So you can upload your pictures here. And so you can upload 3 or 4 pictures. So looking for a place in Denver, Colorado to buy these skis. And so you could also, like I said, really, really work with this prompt. So I could come in here and I could change this to something even better. So looking for, let's say, an antique store in Denver to buy these skis to decorate my house. And then it will start to give you a list of everything that they suggest, which is really nice. So if there is like anything that you are, let's say for instance, you're in another country and you have no idea what something says, you can have it translate it for you. So you can use the app on your phone, you can submit pictures and have it also translate words for you, which is fantastic. This is giving us a list of where we can go and find similar skis in Denver so we can decorate our home. If you don't want to do it in Denver, then you can say online and it will give you specific places. But this is another way that you can use the image generator as well. So I've showed you several ways of how you can show the image generator, which is how you can use it in specific ways. So whether you want to create a logo, whether you want to just create an image, whether you want to take pictures and you want to upload it. Another thing that you can do, which is silly, but I've done this, and I've taken a picture of myself and I've uploaded it and I'll show you really quickly. And I'm gonna move into since I'm out of free credits here, I'm just gonna move into Google Gemini and I'm in the free version here. And so if you are following along, you can just Google Gemini and it will take you here. And like I said, I'm in the free version. So this is called Nano Banana. And when I'm in this version, it's the exact same thing. But like I said, the other one, I suggest that for text, but this is really, really great with images as well. So I would suggest this if you're just going to do strictly images, you can still do text, but Chat GPT or DALL-E 3 is much better for that. So let's say, for instance, I'm going to get a haircut and I'm like, I don't know what I want. I don't even know what I'm looking for. Should I get bangs? I don't know. So I'm going to choose a picture of myself and I'm going to say add bangs. And we'll see what happens. So with this, I've done this several times when I've gone to get haircuts and things like that because I don't know, or like specific things with clothing. What do you think? So you could take a picture of a piece of clothing and you can have it added to your body. So what do I look like in this specific type of clothing? This has come, like I said, such a long way. So it's really exciting and we'll wait for this to load. So while we're doing this, since I'm already in Google Gemini, I am going to move into VO, and this is the video generator. So, a couple things with this. So, with VO, you do need a paid subscription. There are different video tools out there that you do not have to have a paid subscription. Currently, right now, I think this is one of the best video editors out there. And the generators, excuse me, video editors and generators. And so, specifically within generative AI. So, I really suggest using this if you can. You can also get a free version through your CU email address if you are working through the University of Colorado. So you can sign up, you can get a pro account, and then you can use this. And so this is super, super amazing of where this has come. So for instance, this is a video that I've created. You can come in here and you can ask the prompt. All the prompt that I asked was generate a video of dogs skiing. And so you can come in here and it does have sound. And so you can, and I hope you can hear my sound, but you can come in here and you can edit this anyway as well. So if you're not happy with it, then you can come in here and you can edit this video. You can even take a still image and let's say, for instance, let's upload a file and we will put in Telluride, and we will say add birds flying in the background for a video. Add birds flying and clouds moving in the background for a video. And we'll see what it does. And so the really interesting thing with this is it can still take still images and then it can create that. So another thing that I'm going to show you while this is generating is in video. So VO 3 is what I'm talking about, and or 3.1, and then we have Runway, we have Sora, and we have Pika. So these you can try, but once again, you will still have to have a subscription with those and also to get longer videos. So even though I'm showing you an 8-second video, even if you upgrade to something that's higher, you can also get a longer video. So people have decided to do that too, and it's just made it really easy. I also have a couple links here. So if you want to come in and you want to try these are also free. And so I've used these with teaching classes. I've created myself as an avatar. Same thing with Synthesia, and in video, you can use this for social media, and these are free. There's another one that also is used for an image generator, and that is Canva, and I already have that up as well. Some of you have probably used this before, and it is free. You can come in here and you can generate videos in here for free. So if you want to do a landscape video, mobile, and then you can type in what you want to create. So it does give you that option as well. So if you do not want to go through and buy anything, you have these different options for you. So we'll go ahead and see what they did here. So here's my image. I asked for birds flying, clouds moving in the background. And then you can also talk about what type of noise that you want to. That's pretty funny. It's literally Scottish music or Irish music, but the birds are flying, clouds are moving, the flags are flowing, people are moving. So I actually did a pretty good job. I'm pretty impressed. So yeah, it's doing a great job with this. You can come in here, you can share your video, and then there are different options. So if you want to download it, you want to listen to it, you can do that as well. So that's really nice that they give you these different options. If I do click on this. You will be able to go in and, like I said, you can re-edit this more if you want to go in and you want to edit more of the video. So it is nice that you have that option. And like I said, you can use still images. You can just ask it to generate a cold image like it did here for me. You can talk about the different type of cinematography. So the more descriptive that you can be, the better. And a lot of people ask me, well, Larissa, I don't even know where to start. I don't even know what I'm looking for. I don't even know what kind of prompt to ask. And the nice thing is with these LLMs, a lot of them already give you suggested prompts that you can create. But the other thing that you can do is you can ask it and say, can you help me generate a prompt for a video of people dancing in the street at the University of Colorado Boulder. And then we'll see what it gives us. And so even asking it, so look at this already. So it's already given us a prompt here. And so this is fantastic. So a cinematic wide angle prompt, you can literally take this and you can put that into your LLM here. So you can come in here, you can literally take this prompt, it's given it to us, and then paste this in here or into literally any other site as well. But if you're reverse engineering and doing it this way, then it's actually working better within the specific realm. So anyway, we'll wait for this for a second. One other thing that I want to suggest too is let's say you're working in education, you have a paper that you are trying to work on, and you're like, okay, I have all these documents, but this is just like, I want to show a visual. I want to be able to show my students, or I want to show anyone an informational video on all this information that I'm working on. And so I right now am in notebooklm.google, and this is free as well. I'm in a free account. And so anyone can access Notebook LM, and even through the university, everyone does get an account through this as well. And so what you can do is there's this little studio on the right-hand side. So once you've uploaded any sources, so let's say I want to upload a file, so I can upload any PDF or any Word document. I can also upload a website, which is really nice. So it literally tells you here images, docs, audio, so anything that you want to upload. So you can upload that there. So you can even upload a podcast. And if you upload a podcast, you can then even make that into a video overview, which is really, really interesting. And so right here, what I've done is I have asked it to create a video based on my research and all of my papers here. So if I come in here, it's created this video, which is really nice. And you can
Today, we're going to
now,
pull back the curtain on how a simple spark of curiosity in a researcher's mind actually becomes a trusted piece of knowledge that you can find online. It's a whole journey, and believe me, it's way more interesting than you might think. I mean, have you ever really stopped to think knowledge needs to be permanent?
so it's pretty interesting. You'd have to go through this. It gave us a 6-minute video based on all this information, which is outstanding. But let's say, for instance, you're just starting from scratch. You want to come into a video overview. This is really neat. You can have it be even more brief. So if you don't want something that's going to be 6 minutes long because the kids are going to fall asleep or the students are going to fall asleep, you can come in here and you can have it be a brief video overview. You can also change to specific languages. It's amazing. You can come in here and you can have them, the specific hosts, focus on different things. So if you want it to talk about specific things through what you've uploaded here as your source, you can come in here and you can add that as well. The other thing that you can do is you can choose your style. So I chose a whiteboard style, and you can come in here and you can do anything, any type of style that you want for your video. So pretty cool and very, very interesting. It's come a long way with this as well. It does take some time to generate the video. So just keep that in mind when you are uploading this, but those are the different types of ideas that I have for you and the recommendations that I have for you for generating videos. Those are the top ones that I have suggested. And so let's see what we have here. So I said I took the prompt that Gemini gave us, and then I put it back into Gemini, and we'll see what it gave us. So we asked for a cinematic wide-angle shot of diverse group of college students joyfully dancing in the middle of a pedestrian street at the University of Colorado Boulder. In the background, the iconic sandstone buildings with red tile roofs are visible, framed by let's see. Dramatic, jagged, flat iron mountains under a bright blue sky. The lighting is warm, golden hour sun, casting long shadows. Camera slowly pans around the dancers, capturing high energy movement, laughter, and vibrant campus atmosphere. So once again, this is helping us when we are trying to generate our prompts. You are literally using this as a guide to help you create a better prompt, not just a one-liner, which is what I had done in my previous videos. So we'll see what it does for us here. So not bad. I mean, it literally did exactly what I wanted it to. You can see here on his sweatshirt that we have some hallucinations going on. So once again, it's not perfect. And at the bottom of every one of these tools, you can see it can make mistakes. So make sure that you're going through and you are looking at everything very, very clearly to make sure that you don't have any mistakes with that. But once again, if you're happy with it, you can download the video, you can share it, and then you can move on from there. So it is neat. And they did a decent job with the mountains in the background, but yeah, and the buildings look fantastic as well. But there are some things, that need to be changed. And you can even come in here and you can say, please, remove the text from his sweatshirt or whatever you want to do, and you can just add on to that prompt. So you can edit the prompt here and you can do the same thing again. Okay, so that's what I have for video and what I have for images right now. And then we will go ahead and talk about sound in the last 8 minutes. And for the task for the video generator, if you want to go ahead and try and create a video, you can do that. Some people did a video of themselves with the magazine cover. So they were actually talking on the magazine cover, introducing themselves, which was pretty cool. So they took that image that they created, which was a still image or static image, and then they moved it into VO or another image generator that I recommended, and then had themselves actually talking, which is pretty cool. If you want to get really serious about it and you want to use your own voice, you can record your own voice and you can even add that in there as well. So that's another thing. I don't want to overwhelm you with that. But once again, that would be the next task, is to create a video of anything of your choice. And then the last section is talking about different types of sound tools. So the ones that I recommend are Suno, Udio, Soundful. These are all fantastic. If you want to get into more voice, so Cartesia, HeyGen, 11 Labs, even ChatGPT, Gemini, and these different tools have voice as well in them, but these are the ones that I recommend specifically for sound. And then you can generate a music composition or a voice clone. You can do a video or an avatar for sound, so you can try all of these different ones. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to share with you Suno. And in order to get to Suno, if you just go to Suno, can literally just Google it. It will take you to this AI music generator. And once you're in the AI music generator, you have to sign up for an account. It is free. And so you could go ahead and you can do that. And I had one of my students that I showed this to, he went and created an entire album and he actually published it on Spotify, which is awesome. So once again, if you really want to get into this, you can upgrade it to paid subscription and you can do more within this to create music. But I'm just going to show you a few things really quickly. So if you go into create, here is where you can add in your description or your prompt. You can keep it simple. You can come in here and you can add custom. So if you want to remix, upload any audio that you've already used, you want to have a specific vocal or instrument, and then any type of inspiration. So if there's songs that you want to use as inspiration for your creation, you can upload that here, which is fantastic. You can also talk about the different styles. So for instance, what type of style do I want? This says guitar distortion, drumline, blues rock, whatever I'd like. And then right here, lyrics. So write some lyrics. If you're like, I don't know, I don't do this. You can come in here and it can create the song for you. So you can have it write an entire full song for you, which is really nice. If I just want to keep it simple and I have this little dice thing right here, you can click on this and this will already create it for you. So once again, it's going to create a song for you, which is really nice. So here we go. It's already done the prompt for us. We'll see what it gives us, a textured pop song. And then it has all of these descriptions here. You can talk about this. And then if you want to add your own lyrics or audio, you can do that as well. If you only want it to be instrumental, you don't want anyone singing or anything like that, you can also click on that, which is great. So we'll go ahead and we'll create it. As it's creating, I can go ahead and and it will automatically do um, 2 songs for you. And right now it has 4 songs that it's doing, which is great. So we're doing Sunday Ritual and Sunday Sweep. And then I'll play some of the ones that my students have done. So this is one that they have created.
They say go outside and touch the grass, but the digital world moves so fast. Why climb a tree when I can fly in a pixelated sky so high?
So you can come in here, and once you've done this, it's already going to go into your library. So in your library is where you can find all the songs that you've uploaded. You can also go into Studio if you have a paid subscription, and you can edit this more and more. This is fantastic because people with that do not have a musical background can really, really use this to their advantage. So once again, my friend that did not have a musical background, but he did know what type of music he liked. He uploaded influences where I showed you when you were going through the create. And then he also typed out all of his lyrics and he used ChatGPT to create his lyrics that helped him with creating his songs. So he took those lyrics, moved it into here, and then started to generate it. And then you can start to go in and you can really edit it. So in the studio, you can go in and you can start to edit the songs. And so we'll go ahead and we'll play this and see what it came up with.
Sun on the rug, dust in a dance, mug on the table, day in my hand.
Okay, cool. So you can also come in here and you can open this in Studio. You can open this in Editor. So these are the different things that you can do. You can extend it. You can do a mashup. You can use as inspiration. So if you're like, I like this, but I want to use this as inspiration for a next song, you can go ahead and you can do that. There's different styles and lyrics. You can also crop it. So there's all different types of things that you can do when you want to come in and you want to edit this. So this is fantastic that it gives you that option. And then it always gives you 2 songs. So that was the first one.
Sun on the rug.
So there's 2 different versions, and then the same thing with the Sunday Ritual. So I like that it gives you options. It's really, really helpful. And you're like, okay, this is pretty cool. I can come in here and I can try these different things. You can also suggest a playlist. So if you want to create a playlist of your like songs, these are your workspaces. So everything that you've created, your studio projects. So if there's something specific you want to put in there, you can do that. The personas, if you want to start to create a persona, you can also come in here and you can create cover art for your album. So if you want to come in here, you can do that as well, which is really cool. So text to image, text to video, image to video. So it has those options. It has different types of hooks. So if there's something that you want to create within the song, you can create your own hook here. And then the same thing with history. But it is really neat because you can come in here and you can take a look at suggested creators. You can also take a look at things that they suggest for you as well. You can come in here and you can trend. So you can see, okay, let's see what's trending right now, what's cool. how many people have gone through and downloaded these. You can take a look at this and you can see here how many people have downloaded these, which is fantastic. How many people have liked this. So you can actually publish this on your site as well. So a lot of different options. It's really fun. I have a blast doing this. And then you can come in and you can try out all your different songs that you've tried to create and see what you like. You can even take those songs and then move it into a video and use it in your video as well. So those are all the three things that I recommend. I know that I went over a lot of material today, but I hope that it was helpful, and I am going to leave the remaining time open for Q&A.
Everyone remember to use the Q&A tool. If you go to the bottom of your Zoom screen, on the right, toward the right side there, there's a more circle with three little horizontal dots. If you click on that, you'll be able to choose the Q&A tool, and you can submit your questions there. At the moment, we don't have any questions, Larissa.
Okay,
So
great.
Someone submitted a question in the chat.
I'm gonna put the copy of the slides in the deck. And let me put that in the chat.
Okay, yeah, we do have some questions coming in now.
Okay, great. I'm gonna put the link in there, and then I'll share that with you too, Casey. Okay, Q&A.
Okay, we've got a question in the chat, and reminder, if you can please ask your questions in the Q&A, then we can just monitor the one place. But I'll address this one in the chat, which is someone is working on a film and wondering how to credit this material if they use any AI generated material.
Yeah, that's a great question. And so there are specific ways that you can cite this, and I do also have and that's something that I was going to talk about too, as well as the ethical component to all of this. So, when people are using specific images or videos and things like that, you can go in and say that you specifically use this tool. So, I'll say generated in VO3. And so they know that you are, getting that credit and giving the citation to VO3 and where it's been created. So that is how I cite specific things. And the same thing with ChatGPT, Gemini, with images as well, created within Gemini, created within ChatGPT for images. So that's how I do citations. There are a lot of different sites that have recommendations for you. So you can even go into their privacy policies and their settings and take a look on how they want you to do different citations. So each site has a specific way that you can do citations, and that is really, really important. A lot of people are not citing these things and just using it. That's not, necessarily wrong, but if you are doing this in an ethical manner, I highly suggest going in and making sure that you are citing how you've created this, what you use, so you are giving the proper credit to the tools and how it's been created. So I hope that helps. Every single one, like I said, if you go into the settings and you take a look into their specific privacy and their regulations as well, safety regulations, they should note in each one of them how you can cite them. So it is noted in there. You can even Google it as well, and it will take you exactly to it. But each one of these has that. I hope that helps.
Okay, we do have several other questions in the chat.
Okay.
One is, where do you see these AI tools going in the future?
Oh, that's a great question. I mean, from where it came from to where it is now has just taken leaps and bounds. It is like I said, it couldn't do text before. Now it's doing text. Now it's creating magazine covers. Now it's creating logos. I was trying to create a logo myself uh, a year ago and it could not get it figured out. I just ended up creating it myself in Illustrator, but it really struggled with that. One thing that it is struggling with, I have a design background, and so when people ask me to help them edit one of their logos, let's say for instance, somebody created it, they don't know who created it, but they still want to use their logo and they need help editing it. You can try and use these specific tools to create the logos, but the problem that is that a lot of people are running into is having a transparent background. So you do need these PNG files, specifically vector files. So when you do go in to create these images for your logos, you do need something that is going to be able to expand without pixelation or even make it even smaller without being pixelated or scrunched together. So you do need a vector file. And right now, when I've asked these specific LLMs to generate a vector file based on a specific logo that I've had, it struggled and it cannot do that. So right now, there's still a lot of room for improvement. You saw in the video, there's still hallucinations, but people, like I said, are already using these tools in advertising. Some of you probably noticed if you were watching the Super Bowl, there were a lot of AI videos that were already being used, and even people that I know throughout the advertising industry have been using this as well. So not only that, they're saving costs in production, they're saving, a lot of money being able to use these tools. But yet then people bring up the question, well, what about jobs? Is this going to be taking away jobs? And currently right now, and what I recommend and what I say to everyone is if you know how to use these tools, you stay up and understand, read about, and stay relevant with how these tools are working, then you're going to be able to use them to uh, literally make your working space and your working style much quicker. And so being able to, I mean, same thing with Adobe. I can talk about that program and how that's changed over 20 years since I've been using it. So if you're not staying relevant within the changes that these specific tools are, working at a specific rate, then you are going to fall behind. But once you're able to work within these tools and use it to your advantage, then it's something that is going to be there. You're going to show value in the workplace and in how you are creating things and being able to communicate different ways and you can still use your creativity, but also learning how to adapt, collaborate with these tools and using it to your advantage. So hopefully that helps.
Larissa,
Yeah.
we've got about
5 minutes, 7 minutes.
no, we've got about 7 minutes and we have about half a dozen more questions.
Oh, okay. I'll go quicker. Okay.
Two of these are sort of similar to what you've talked about already. One is a question about, are there any copyright problems when generating these files and using them? And
Mhm.
another question related to that is how to cite AI generated material in, for example, film credits or
Sure.
in an image.
Sure. So once again, kind of like what I said, there was a film, an AI film festival that I judged, and it was from people from all over the country. And the way that they cited their material was strictly like at the end that this was created through Runway, this was created through VO, this was created. So if you do that within your film, make sure that at the end of the credits, you can place that in there. So once again, and even on the static images, you can place that on the image where it was created by, cited by, and making sure that you're giving the proper credit. In terms of copyright, what's happening is you're getting these original images, but obviously it's being pulled from all these different sources. And so with that, in terms of using the image for profit or using the image for, let's say, a logo, and this is something that I'm going to create, you can do that. You're able to do that. And so this is an original image. It is pulling from specific types of images that have already, been out there, which is how it's getting to where it's, generating these images right now. But it is an original image that you are getting if you're going in and you're generating something. So even it may be similar, but once again, you can use your citations. You can say like this is created through, but that is your image to use, and you can use that for if you want to make a t-shirt, you can make a t-shirt. So you can still do that.
Okay, more questions are coming in, Larissa.
Okay.
One question is, how do you address the issues that students and faculty and researchers might have about energy consumption by AI, particularly with video generation?
Yeah, no, that's a tough question, and that's a hard question for sure. I think within energy consumption, we've even talked about not even, back, this is years ago when we would say, please generate and thank you so much, and all of these specific prompts that we're adding, and you don't need to do that anymore. And so, and that's literally talks about energy consumption, like even adding more and more to the prompt that's just unnecessary. And so, even within video, same type of thing. So if you can, create your prompts in an easier manner, kind of what I said. So think about it before you're even going into these, and then you're getting a video. Obviously, when you're going through and you're generating video, you're creating more and more energy consumption. And so if you're able just to do this in more of an ethical manner in the thought of energy, then that is something that we need as educators to teach our students. And we also need to be working on ourselves and how we can be better proponents of that. But just being able to educate everyone on how this does take up a lot of energy, especially when we are generating videos. That's something that we need to learn ourselves as educators, but also we need to teach our students about that as well. So I don't know if I necessarily answered that question, but there are a lot of different articles and different videos that you can watch and learn about energy consumption and how we can improve that within our prompting skills, and also just within specific images and videos that we're creating as well, and even the music that we're creating. So if we can keep it more simplified and think about what we're doing before we actually jump into those tools, and even just writing it down on paper, and that's a technique that I've used within the arts forever, thinking before even going into these specific tools and brainstorming ideas, then we're able to use these in a more ethical and manner in terms of thinking about our energy consumption.
Two more questions. One is, some time ago, AI had problems generating text, but
Yes.
that seems to have changed. However, it can't do ornamental. Can it do ornamental penmanship and calligraphy?
Yes, it can. Yes. So you can, another thing that I've done that's really neat is you can go in and you can write in different languages. So you can upload your own images of your own handwriting, and you can even include that into an image. So you can compile images together. So you can take like 3 or 4 images and you can combine them. And that's something that I used to be able to do in Photoshop, and now they've made this so much easier, and you can do this within these different image generators. So yes, you can use calligraphy, you can use your own handwriting, you can use different languages, and you can even incorporate it into your own image as well. So yes, you can. That's a great question.
Okay, and last question. One limitation of faculty is using slides, which have a lot of stuff, not necessarily matching a professor's style or needs. what are the best ways to make slides for a lecture?
Sure. So I actually have done this quite a bit, and there's different ways that you can generate slides. I personally have used ChatGPT to generate my slides. There is a Canva um, there's Canva that you can use as an input. And so I don't know if I can get to it, but let me see real quick. But you can upload, I'll just tell you, you can upload your own files. So let's say, for instance, you have an article that is 30 pages long, you want to make it into a slideshow, you can go in and you can tell it to generate a slideshow for you. It can say, do you want this as PowerPoint? Do you want this as, Google Slides? What do you want this as? And obviously you can do this in Gemini as well because it's connected to your Google Slides. And so you can go in there and you can have it generate an entire slide deck for you. You can tell it what you want it to look like. You can tell it if you want it to be more simplified. So there are different extensions in these specific LLMs that you can go in and you can ask it to do these specific things for you. And I have had it do it. Make sure that you go through and look at every slide and make sure the text is correct and it's exactly what you want it to say. And you can talk about the specific imagery, but that is something that is awesome, has saved me so much time and energy. I'm not even kidding you. And then you can go in and you can edit it any way that you want because it will give you a downloadable file that you can take into these different applications such as Google Slides or PowerPoint, and you can go in and literally just edit it. And so it is pulling from Canva or it's pulling from Google Slides, and then you can go in and PowerPoint, excuse me, and then you can go in yourself and do it.
Okay, everyone, thank you for joining us today. And Larissa, especially, thank you for your time and your presentation.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you all for joining. Hopefully it was helpful. Hopefully you can use it in the future. Please reach out to me. I put at the end my URL, which links to my LinkedIn. So if you have any questions, you can reach out to me there. And my email is also on the front of the slide deck that I shared with you as well. So if you have any other questions, please let me know. Like I said, I really hope it was helpful. And if there's anything else that I can do to help you in the future, please reach out. Thank you all for having me. I appreciate it.